All right, folks, get ready to supersize your portfolios because today we're diving deep into the world of McDonald's.
McDonald's, huh?
Yeah, you heard that right. McDonald's. I know what you're thinking. Isn't this an investing show?
Yeah, burgers and fries. What do those have to do with investing?
Well, that's where things get interesting. We're going to uncover how those golden arches became synonymous with a global real estate empire.
A real estate empire.
Yeah, it's a wild story complete with scandals, controversies, and some seriously savvy business moves. We're talking monopoly game scams, labor disputes, the whole mixed shebang.
Sounds juicy.
Oh, it is. But it's also a fascinating case study for beginner investors. We'll see how McDonald's weathered storms, adapted to change, and ultimately built a brand that's almost impossible to ignore.
So where do we start?
Well, let's rewind the clock. Way back before Happy Meals and Chicken McNuggets.
Oh,
Back when it was all about milkshakes. And a guy named Ray Kroc with a vision.
Ray Kroc, the mastermind behind McDonald's.
The one and only. But believe it or not, he didn't start out flipping burgers. He was selling milkshake machines. That's right, milkshake machines.
Milkshake machines. So how did he go from milkshakes to billions?
Well, that's where those McDonald brothers come in. He had this little burger joint, and Kroc saw something special in their operation.
What, like some secret burger sauce recipe?
Kind of, but it was more about their system. Speed and efficiency. They were cranking out burgers and fries at lightning speed, something almost unheard of back then.
Fast food wasn't always so fast, huh?
Nope. Imagine waiting 30 minutes for a burger today. Not exactly the drive-thru experience we're used to.
No kidding. So Kroc saw the potential in this fast food revolution.
Exactly. He envisioned a world where everyone could get a hot, affordable meal in minutes.
And that vision turned into McDonald's.
Pretty much. But even with the best burgers in town, building a global empire takes more than just one man and a dream. Enter the concept of franchising.
Franchise.
Yeah, like your Starbucks, your Subways. It's a model we see everywhere today. But back then, it was pretty revolutionary.
So how did franchising help McDonald's take over the world?
Well, think of it like this. You have a killer recipe for the world's best chocolate chip cookies. Franchising is like giving other people the blueprint for those cookies, the secret ingredients, in exchange for a fee and a cut of their profits.
So they get to run their own cookie business under your brand name, and you get to expand without baking every single cookie yourself.
Bingo. It's like having a cookie army working for you, but without the actual making headaches. And that's basically how McDonald's popped up on seemingly every street corner.
So they franchised their way to global domination. Pretty clever.
Definitely. But here's where it gets really interesting. They took this franchising thing and added their own secret sauce. Real estate.
Real estate. I thought we were talking about burgers.
Hold on, I'm getting to that. See, McDonald's isn't just in the business of selling burgers. They're also major players in the real estate game.
Wait, what? So they own the land that their restaurants are on?
You got it. Instead of simply renting space, they buy up prime locations, often in high-traffic areas, and then lease those properties back to their franchisees.
So they're like the landlords of the burger world.
You could say that. They're collecting rent on top of getting a cut of the burger profits.
Talk about a double-dipping strategy.
It's a brilliant move. It gives them consistent income and a level of control that most franchise models don't have.
I'm starting to see why McDonald's is such a financial powerhouse. But this real estate angle raises another question.
What's that?
If McDonald's is making bank off the real estate, why would anyone want to be a franchisee?
Now that's a question for the next part of our deep dive. Stay tuned, because we're going to explore the pros and cons of being a McDonald's franchisee and uncover some of the not-so-happy meals along the way. All right, deep divers, welcome back. Last time we were talking about McDonald's being more than just burgers and fries.
Right, we were getting into that whole real estate thing.
Yeah, they're not just flipping patties, they're flipping properties too.
yeah.
Buying up prime locations and leasing them back to their franchisees.
A pretty savvy strategy when you think about it.
But it makes you wonder, why not just own and operate all the restaurants themselves? Cut out the middleman, right?
Well, imagine managing thousands of restaurants all over the world. The logistics would be mind-boggling.
Yeah, that's a lot of Happy Meals to keep track of.
Exactly. So franchising allows McDonald's to focus on the big picture stuff, the brand, the marketing, the real estate strategy.
And let the franchisees deal with the day-to-day headaches.
Exactly. It's all about efficiency and scalability.
So they're like the conductors of a giant global orchestra.
You could say that. They set the tempo, the franchisees play the music, and together they create the McDonald's experience we all know.
But let's zoom in on that real estate game for a second.
Mhm.
How does it actually work from a financial perspective?
Okay, so picture this. You're an aspiring entrepreneur, you've got that entrepreneurial spirit burning bright, and you dream of opening your own McDonald's.
I'm following you.
You've got the passion for burgers, the drive to succeed, but you need that golden ticket, a prime location.
Ah, and that's where McDonald's comes in.
Exactly. They've already done their homework. They've scouted out the best spots, high traffic areas, prime real estate.
So they're like real estate gurus, but for burgers.
You could say that. So they buy the land, often for a pretty penny, and then they lease it to you, the franchisee.
For a hefty fee, I'm guessing.
Of course, it's not cheap, but you're not just paying for the land, you're paying for access to that prime location, the McDonald's brand, their proven system, and all the marketing muscle that comes with those golden arches.
It's like buying a piece of that McDonald's magic.
Exactly. And even though that rent might seem steep, it also provides a level of security.
How so?
Well, McDonald's has a vested interest in your success. They want you to thrive, to sell tons of Big Macs and Happy Meals, because ultimately, your success is their success.
It's a symbiotic relationship.
Precisely. It's a win-win situation, in
Right.
theory at least.
But of course, no business is without its challenges. And McDonald's has had to face some pretty McSpicy controversies over the years.
That's right. From scandals to labor disputes to environmental concerns, they've had their fair share of bumps in the road.
And those bumps can have a real impact on their bottom line.
Absolutely. Public perception matters, especially for a global brand like McDonald's.
So in the next part of our deep dive, we'll be getting into those McScandals.
We'll see how they've navigated those challenges, how they've responded to public criticism, and how they've tried to maintain their image as a global icon.
All right, deep divers, welcome back for the final leg of our McDonald's journey. We've seen how they built an empire on burgers and bricks, but no company that size can avoid some bumps along the way.
Right, like we were saying last time, there have been scandals, labor disputes, all sorts of controversies.
Exactly. And for investors, it's important to understand how a company handles those challenges. It can really tell you a lot about their long-term prospects.
Absolutely. How a company responds to adversity reveals their character, their values, their ability to adapt and change.
So let's address the McElephant in the room, the Monopoly game scandal. I think we all remember those little game pieces. I know I
Yep.
spent way too much time peeling them off, hoping to win big.
It seemed like a fun promotion, a chance to win $1 million with your Big Mac.
Little extra excitement with your fries.
But it turned out the game was rigged. For years.
Seriously.
Yeah, the top prizes weren't going to random customers. They were going to specific people, insiders who were in on the scam.
Wow, it's a huge betrayal of trust.
It was, and it really hurt McDonald's reputation. They faced lawsuits, fines, criminal charges. It was a mess.
A real McMess. It makes you think twice about those flashy promotions, doesn't it?
It definitely highlights the importance of transparency and ethical behavior for any company, but especially for a global brand like McDonald's.
Okay, so beyond the scandals, there's the issue of labor practices. McDonald's has been criticized for years for their wages and working conditions.
Yeah, it's a complex issue. Critics argue that a company as profitable as McDonald's should be able to provide a living wage and better benefits for their employees.
Right, especially since many of their workers are young people or those struggling to make ends meet.
Exactly. On the other hand, McDonald's argues that they provide millions of jobs globally, offering valuable training and opportunities.
They've also taken steps in recent years to address some of these concerns, like raising wages in certain markets and expanding benefits.
It's a step in the right direction, but the debate continues. And it's something investors should be aware of when considering McDonald's.
Absolutely. And this brings us to the bigger conversation about ESG investing, environmental, social, and governance factors.
Right. Investors are increasingly considering a company's impact on the world, not just its profits.
So how does McDonald's measure up on the environmental front? They have a massive global supply chain, which means a pretty big environmental footprint.
Yeah, packaging waste, energy use, the impact of the beef industry, these are all concerns.
So what are they doing about it?
They've implemented a number of initiatives to reduce their environmental impact. They're setting targets to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, sourcing sustainable packaging, promoting recycling, and even exploring alternative protein sources like plant-based burgers.
Sounds like they're trying to make a difference.
They are. But, like we've said before, sustainability is a journey, not a destination. There's always more to do.
Okay, so we've covered scandals, labor practices, and the environment. What about governance? How is McDonald's run? What kind of leadership do they have?
Governance is all about transparency, accountability, ethical decision-making. It's about ensuring the company is well managed and operates with integrity.
So are they doing a good job?
Well, they've made some missteps in the past, as we've discussed, but they've also taken steps to improve their governance, strengthen their board of directors, and increase transparency.
It sounds like they're learning from their mistakes.
They have to. The world is changing, and companies need to adapt to meet those changing expectations.
So the big question is, can those golden arches continue to shine brightly in the future?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
And unfortunately, we don't have a crystal ball.
Right, but we can look at the trends, analyze the data, and make informed decisions as investors.
McDonald's faces challenges, for sure. Changing consumer tastes, increased competition, rising costs, the pressure to be more sustainable, but they also have incredible strengths.
A global brand, a loyal customer base, a proven business model, and a willingness to innovate. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
It definitely will. And that's what makes investing so fascinating, isn't it? We're not just looking at numbers on a spreadsheet. We're trying to understand the forces that shape the world around us.
Exactly. It's about understanding businesses, their strengths, their weaknesses, their impact on society, and ultimately, their potential for growth.
Well said. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of McDonald's, I hope you've gained a new appreciation for the complexities of investing.
It's more than just picking stocks. It's about research, analysis, and understanding the bigger picture.
And maybe, just maybe, the next time you see those golden arches, you'll see them in a whole new light.
And who knows, maybe you'll even be inspired to do a little deep diving of your own.
Thanks for joining us on this McEpic journey. Until next time, happy investing.